Thank you for choosing the WHBaby by Bellama. At Women's Health Boutique, we want to be able to show you how to properly use your breast pump. Today, we're going to give you a brief demonstration on how to use your breast pump and the features that are available on it. As you can tell, you should be receiving a box that looks like this. It's WHBaby with the Double Effective Pro Breast Pump from Bellama. Inside your box, you have 3 containers. You'll have 2 small ones and 1 large one. Within each of the small boxes, you'll get 2 complete setups of the flange bottle sets. Inside your large box is your motor, your hoses, and your power supply, and your bottle cap adapters, and your feeding nipples. So we're going to give you a brief demonstration on your breast pump and how to take it apart and properly reassemble it, and some of the benefits with it. Starting is with your bottle and flange set. Comes with a base stand since these guys are a little top heavy. We want you to make sure that when you set it down, it doesn't spill over. The WHBaby is also a closed breast system, which means when you pump, the breast milk goes straight from the breast into the bottle without any outside air exposure or contamination. This is due to the diaphragm that's up here in the top of your breast pump. Another great feature at the WHBaby is the silicone flange cover. This little guy right here. It actually helps caress your breast and keep you from chafing and cracking due to the raised edge inside of it, which mimics the baby's lips. The benefit with this is you get more comfort as a breastfeeding mom. When you put the silicone flange cover in, you get a 24mm flange. If you're a little bit larger, you can take it out and you can have a 27mm flange. Gives you a little extra room and a little versatility with this. It just gently goes on with the edge of your finger and it just slips right onto the flange cover. Your breast pump is very simple to clean. Due to it being a closed system breast pump, when you take the cap off, you do not have to clean the hoses. If once you get water in these hoses, it can get into your motor and cause damage. This way you don't have to do it. So when you get ready to clean this, take the cap off, set it to the side, and don't worry about the hoses. You're gently going to pull out your diaphragm. You'll want to wash the bottom of this off. It will have a little bit of milk exposure to it from pumping sometimes due to excessive flow, and it may back up just a little bit. Gently wash that off with soap and water and let it air dry. You're going to do the same thing with your flange cover. You're going to take it off and wash it if you have any milk or residue inside here, just for sanitary purposes. The main thing that you definitely want to make sure you clean in any breast pump, whether it's ours or anybody else's, is your valve and membrane. This little white piece pops out. And this is where the suction takes place. This little bitty valve flap right here is where the milk drops into the bottle. You want to gently pull this off, and then you're going to take a bottle brush over the nipple part and you're going to clean the inside and make sure there's no extra milk residue on here. If you get a bunch of milk buildup, it will cause it to lose suction. You'll gently replace this back into the tiny hole. Make sure it lays down flat. If this flap cover has any rips, tears, or holes in it, you will lose suction. So make sure that you replace it when it's damaged. You have 6 extra in your box. You'll want to reassemble. You'll just replace your valve membrane piece. You'll set it back onto your bottle. Gently replace your diaphragm. Replace your cap. Insert your flange cover if you're using the 24mm. And gently put it back on there, and you're ready to go. Now, we want to make sure that you understand a couple other benefits of your pump. If you're using the wide neck bottles and you need to use your small neck bottles, because everybody's friends like to tell you how to use different bottles, this one happens to be a Medela or a Lancino. So any of the small neck bottles, except for the Tommy Tipsy, they have one that's a little odd size. It's a little bigger than this and a little smaller than the wide neck. You're going to take the little white flange cap cover on here. You're going to just gently put it onto the top of the small neck bottle. You can screw right into this, and then you can pump into any of your small neck bottles. So you're not wasting your bottles. The cap works on either the large or onto this one after you take it off. So if you're pumping going down the road, you just gently put the cap back on there, throw it in the cooler, and you're ready to go. Now let's move on to your pump itself, the motor. This is the best part of the whole setup. We're using the battery pack. It has an on-off switch, so you want to make sure that your battery pack is turned to on. You'll turn on your power switch. The great benefit with the WHBaby is you have a full digital screen. It lets you know you're in stimulation mode or your letdown phase. You have a built-in 30-minute timer so that you don't overpump and you still have enough milk to feed baby later. Your stimulation mode starts out in levels 2, and it can go up to level 3 here in just a minute. There it goes. This is just the basic letdown phase. If you need a higher compression of the letdown phase to get your milk in, just up your pressure setting. At any time you can reduce it down. We always remind you to manual massage your breast if you need help getting your milk to come in. This phase stays on for 2 minutes. If you do not need that phase, your second button on your pump here is your toggle switch between your stimulation and expression. We're going to press it once. It's going to tell you you're in expression mode. Your expression mode also starts out in level 3, unless you've had it preset. That goes up to level 9. Level 5 is what most of our moms say is about the highest you want to go unless you're having some engorgement or you're having some duct cloggage going on. You'll want to be able to make sure you set it to whatever's most comfortable for you. The WHBaby is also equipped with 2 independent motors. So if you look on the end down here, you have a left and a right motor. They're kind of hard to tell. And we're going to tell you why we generously wrote this in a big black Sharpie on here so you can tell which is the left and right motor. Couple of benefits with our WHBaby is that you have the very first button, which is your toggle switch, that allows you to switch between the left, right, and back to double pumping. This is a great benefit for moms when you're feeding baby and you notice that the other side just magically starts flooding milk out, and we don't want to waste that milk into the nursing pads. When you turn this pump on and you go into expression mode, you hit that first button, and because you have your pump plugged in, you know that this hose is attached to the right side pump, and then you're going to use it to catch that expressing milk. You can also do this by having your left, right, and dual, as if you're feeding more on one side, prominently the left, you can go over and adjust the right side to a higher suction level, and when you're pumping in between feedings, you can pump at 2 separate levels. That way, you're still keeping your milk production at the same level and keeping the same amount of milk flowing, and we're not getting a little off kilter as a mom. The other great thing with the WHBaby is at 2 o'clock in the morning, if you've had this turned off and it's been hooked up to your power plug, when you turn it back on, it's going to remember the last setting you were in. So at 2 a.m., you've been pumping at the same level. You know that the left one, which you can see in black bold, you know that goes to your left breast. The other one hooked up will go to your right breast, and you're easily aware of which side you're pumping at a higher setting at 2 o'clock in the morning, because we all know the lack of sleep causes us to have problems. We hope that you enjoy our WHBaby and the great features that it allows you to have. No other pump on the market allows you to have independent control motors and be able to have 2 different settings at one time. We also like to tell you that when you get your pump from Women's Health Boutique and you get your WHBaby, we give you a 1-year guarantee on your parts and product. And at any time if something happens to your pump, you can come right into our store or call our store and we can get your replacement part that day. That way you're not having to wait for the manufacturer to send you one, which could be anywhere from 72 hours to a week, depending on where your parts are coming from and which pump you have. If you ever have any problems, you can call us at any time, Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 to 2. As well as if you leave a voicemail, we do check it periodically and are able to get back to you in case of emergency or something. We may not think it's always emergency, but as a nursing mom and one who's nursed before, we understand that this is an emergency for you when you're not able to pump. So we'd like to thank you once again for choosing the WHBaby by Bellama, and hope that you tell your friends how wonderful your pump is and share your experience with us on our Facebook page and our website. Thank you and have a blessed day.